I used to run a record label. Anytime I wanted to sign a new artist, I had to make this long, elaborate presentation to the head of A&R at my JV partner, laying out why I liked the artist, how we could add value, all of the deal points, etc. Inevitably, the first question that they would ask is, who is the attorney? They would say, there are many different types of people in this business, but only one of them actually has to have any credentials whatsoever, and that's the attorney. So until you talk to them, none of this is real. In honor of those wise words, I'm kicking off a new series today on how to build the ultimate Airtable base for music law firms. The first thing we're going to do is build the database schema. Head into Miro, start throwing all the information you might have about the types of tables, the types of information that you're going to need to be tracking. So the first one we're going to say is clients. Of course, we have to track all of our client information. And then what happens? Clients have legal matters. And then each legal matter has a bunch of interactions that we need to track, okay? What else does clients have? Clients have contacts. This could be managers. This could be the people in the band. These could be whatever. There also needs to exist like a releases table, because to the extent that we are trying to clear an entire album of songs because we represent the artist who's releasing that music, we need to have a way to structure the relationship between releases and tracks, okay? Then there's going to be some like optional relationships between matters and other things, to the extent that the matter is not only associated to the client itself. For instance, a matter could be very specifically associated to the track. I would say it doesn't have to be. So to represent that, I'm going to put this as a dotted line. The same thing goes for releases. Like a release could be related to a matter, but not necessarily. So we are going to have that be a dotted line as well. And then in theory, because these contacts are really just people, and sometimes we represent people, there might need to be an optional relationship between contacts and matters as well. Now let's talk about that part for a second. I think the word clients is going to be misleading. Clients means that these people are on our roster, we represent them, etc. But there could be a situation where an artist is releasing an album that has tracks, and you are associating one of those tracks to a matter, but your position in the legal matter is that you are representing the producer of the track that's being released by an artist that's actually not your client. So if we're going to keep all client type people, whether they're our clients or anybody's clients, in this same table, then we need to kind of change this name. So we're going to change it to artists, and then we'll use a single select field so that artists can be our clients, but they could also be not our clients, because we're going to be representing people, we're going to be representing matters from all different angles, from all different points of view within this industry, sometimes representing the releasing artist, sometimes representing the producer or other role player on the record. Nonetheless, this is going to keep you out of trouble. And then contacts as well, I think we probably should name this people, because that allows you to differentiate between artist and the person behind an artist when they're a solo act. Like if you're Meghan Trainor, maybe your full name is Meghan Trainor, but you're going to get in trouble if you start to put the details about the human being Meghan Trainor in the artist table instead of having an artist called Meghan Trainor and a person called Meghan Trainor, and keeping the fields and the type of information that you track separate. That's super important. Let's start building. So we've got this base. The first table is going to be called artists, and then we'll just say one artist has many matters. Boom. Head into the matters table. Not quite sure why the name didn't follow through. Let's go. Let's make sure that the direction from matters back to artists is not multiple. So that basically says that the arrow is only pointing downward. So we'll confirm that. And then one matter has many interactions. Let's do an interactions table. Boom. Go back to interactions again. Make sure that this is only pointed one direction. Okay, so we've got artists, matters, interactions. Let's say that one artist has many people. Now, the problem with this is that people have unique attributes, and a person's relationship to the artist needs to be defined. So one artist could have many people, but one person could also have many artists. I might argue, and I'm going to try this out to start, that there needs to be a junction table in between whereby one artist has many roles, like people are playing roles in the act, and one role has one artist, and one role has one person. And then all we need to do now at this point is take this, move it back over to the people table. But now we got this junction table, and I'll indicate as though by making it yellow. So one artist has many roles. So we'll link to another table. Call it roles. One role has one artist. And one role has one person. Okay, but we're going to link to a new table called people. Okay, make that singular. Boom, people table. So the people have roles. One artist has many releases. These are like the albums and stuff like that. Okay. And then one release only has one artist, but then one release has many tracks. Let's see how far this gets us. You remember let's see how far this gets us. So let's go tracks. So we'll go a couple more minutes here. And let's try to add some field headers in each of these tables. These are the three tables that they gave us to start. Let's just start fresh and delete those. Okay, so now we have the name of the artist, the three linked records, and we need other things. So let's say the artist is, like I said, what did I say? The Killers. Okay, The Killers has many roles. Let's say one of those roles is we'll call it type of role. We'll say manager, the artist, say agent. I don't know if you want. Boom. And now in people, we're going to have what? First names, right? Last name. We might want email address. Okay. So let's just say our first contact is John Smith Esquire. Okay, and they're john@smithlaw.com. And they are, now let's do this first. This is a concatenation, first and last name, first and last, and then we are going to assign that person to the Killers. So we've got the Killers, and we've got the person, John Smith Esquire, and they are the lawyer. So in this case, we jumped ahead. The Killers are not our client. They're an artist, another artist that we're dealing with in the negotiation of a deal where our client is the producer. Let's go that direction. So we are producing a record for the Killers, and we need to know who the lawyer of the Killers is. Now back in the artists, you want to look up who the lawyer is. So we'll say lawyer. And we're going to roll up from the roles table the person who is type, lawyer. There you go. John Smith, Esquire is the lawyer. We'll do one more for manager. So we'll say Jane Jones at jonesmanagement.com. She is going to play the role for the Killers of the manager. And in this case, just to show you how this might work, we're going to look up the email address and we're going to go to the artist table and we're going to do that roll-up field again, but we're going to call this manager email address. So we roll up from the roles table the email whereby type is manager. And now you've got the manager's email address. Let's do another quick thing here. We've got matters. Matters are going to have a title. They're going to have a type. So the type could be like recording agreement. Maybe your artist that you're representing is being signed, or maybe your producer that you're representing is being signed. So recording agreement, producer agreement, side artist agreement, and so on and so forth. You could add as many as you need. So you've got the artist is, and they are a producer on the song, and we represent them. So in the matter, it's DJ James, and the title is, we'll call it like XYZ Song Producer Agreement. We'll label it Producer Agreement. Great. And this, we'll get there in the next video, but this is where a matter might have an optional linkage to a release or a track because of that relationship. All right, let's end it here. Next video, we're going to get into building out the fields further, and then we're going to express them in the interfaces. Thanks for watching. Bye.